talk to you all about my escapades with the plumber. We had a plumber come over here the other day, and we're gonna have him back tomorrow. He's gonna be putting in a tankless water heater for us, and I'll talk to you all about that, why he's not gonna fix the existing gas water heater, and all the different other things that we found out about some plumbing issues having to do with this condo. Okay, so keep watching. Ooh, let's go up there. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what the plumber said the other day. Now we got this condo. Let's get this light on. When we got this condo on the home inspection, it was talking about the water heater. We're going to take a look at this water heater. Now, overall, the water heater looks in pretty good shape, doesn't it? I thought it was only, oh, I don't know, 2-3 years old. It's a gas one. Okay, it's hooked up to the gas and everything. And here's some dielectric unions between galvanized and copper. And this one is a dielectric union, and it's between copper and copper. And that's all rusted. Look at that. I don't know what happened with that. And when I got the plumber out here, he looked at that and he said those sometimes start rusting like that when this side hits copper. It's only this side's supposed to hit galvanized and galvanized pipe or brass nipples, then that wouldn't rust. And we were thinking about having him, a couple different things. We were thinking about having him do some repairs to this water heater, or what the chances were to upgrade the water heater. And see this little gas connection here? There's little hooks on the bottom. See, it fits like that, and that little hook fits in a little hole down there on both sides. These others two fit, and it's supposed to fit flat like that. And it's kind of cattywampus a little bit. It still works, but you've got to have an angle going up here like that. And see, here's another dielectric union there. See how rusty it is? We want to make sure that those weren't going to leak later on. He starts tapping this thing. He says, "Oh, that's not working." I says, "How can you tell that? That's supposed to be full of air." And he said he can tell that it's full of water, and it's not supposed to be like that. That would have to be replaced. That keeps your water from going ka-clunk. You know, sometimes when you shut your water off, I believe that's what it is for. And this, I thought this was about a 50-gallon, maybe a 60-gallon water heater. He says no. He looked on it, and I said, "What is it?" And he said it's a 40-gallon. And usually you can see on here. See right there. Look at that. 40 U.S. gallons. And man, I thought it was bigger than that. And we've got a down in the master bathroom. There's a tub, like a jacuzzi tub. He says that water heater will not fill up the jacuzzi tub. Believe it or not. I said, "What?" I said, "Well, how come they put that small one in here?" I says, "Is there any way to get a bigger one?" He says, "No, you can't put a bigger one in." And I said, "Well, how come?" First off, I was concerned that maybe the floor area would not allow it. I don't know what kind of joists there are and all that kind of stuff, and whether or not the weight would have it go down. Well, because it's in the corner, they probably framed this in a proper way. And he said, "Well, you need 20 inches. I don't have 20 inches between here. I got 19 inches between this edge and that edge. I'd have to take this whole ladder out assembly, and then it would barely fit." So that was one of the options. I don't really want to take this all apart. It's all riveted. It's not screwed. The brackets aren't screwed in there. I'd have to drill the rivets out and then put screws in later, mark it, and figure it all out. I mean, it's possible, then we could have upgraded this to like a 60 gallon. But Momi, she's all about the Insta Hot type things, the tankless water heaters. And the guy said, oh, this would be a perfect area for a tankless water heater. And so he gave us a price, and he's coming out today to put in a tankless water heater. He's taking all this apart. He's got to have a separate vent. And I says, can't you just hook it up to that? He says, no, it's a special vent because it gets way hotter. The gas output is hotter because when the water comes in, it instantly makes it hot and then takes it on down to wherever you want. Okay, and there's not a whole lot of room on that wall. This vent is an exhaust vent down in the bathroom and who knows where else. Okay, so we can't really move this one. This one's going to go away, right? He'll probably put some sort of cap on that. And then he's going to put it on this wall right here. I don't know how far it's going to stick out. I was going to put some shelves here and all kinds of stuff, but you know, I can put the shelves from here over if I want. I was going to put up here's Formica countertop I pulled out from down below, and I was going to go around here and make a little workbench and put a shelf up here, and anytime I want to work on something, this is my only storage I got. And so anyways, that was what happened the other day when the plumber came out. And so he's going to redo all of this stuff and make it work for the tankless water heater. And I'll show you that. You know, when he gets done, I'll show you what it looks like. It wasn't very cheap either. $6,567 they're going to charge, and this is in a condo. I don't know how much, if it was be more at a house, probably a little bit. And then he said that didn't include getting the roofer to cut a hole. He's got to cut a hole through this, up through the roof, put the roof jack on, seal the roof jack, all that kind of stuff. I got to make sure he measures that to make sure there's nothing up in that area, because you can't have a vent opening X amount of feet at that penetration, you know, the gas outlet. Okay, so that was an interesting thing. See in here, look how big this tub is, and it's a jacuzzi tub, and we're going to keep that. Eventually, we're gonna remodel the bathroom and probably put a different tub in. I don't know if we're going to put that up against the wall or whatever. We'll have to worry about that on down the road. And when the plumber was here, I had him check on the inspection sheet. There was something about that the water pressure when you turn on one sink, and then you go into another bathroom and you turn another sink on, or flush the toilet or the kitchen sink, turn the kitchen sink on, the water pressure went down. I'm like, oh brother, I don't know what that's about. And so he was looking around for the main water valve. We finally found the main water valve, and he says sometimes there's some sort of regulator next to the main water valve. Could not find that. We found this inspection cover, and on the inside of this inspection cover is where the fire sprinklers are. There's fire sprinklers throughout this condo, and I thought there might be a whole, and there's like 12 condos over here, and I thought the whole system would be hooked up together, kind of like a commercial building, but it's not. They're all individual. They've never been inspected, because I opened this and I saw the little permit card, or the little inspection card, new install 2005, and that's punched out, and there's nothing else. So this, I'm gonna probably get the phone number in there to it and call the guys and have them check the fire sprinklers and stuff. But there's a valve in there, and when you turn that valve on and off, that'll turn off all the water to the condo as well. Well, the last person who did some sort of check before, and I don't know how long this has been going on, but whoever turned the water back on, they didn't turn it on all the way. When you turn on a main water line, and it's a little arm, and you crank it like that, and it fits this way or this way, on, off. And when you turn on a main water valve, if you turn one off, when you're turning it on, you want to turn it on slow and then let the water build up. You don't want to just turn it on like you're doing a hose bib